And I will absolutely warn each and every one of you, because the moment you give a keynote speaker a mic who is particularly studying to be a preacher, it is hard to keep things short. I also apologize tonight for the quality of my voice, which usually is a much richer baritone, but as I was preaching all weekend, alas, definitely with the help of a lot of hot tea and my beloved fiancée telling me to shush and rest my voice, which is desperately needed, thank God. All love and blessings to her. I am able to come before you here tonight. Now, something which each and every one of you have mentioned, and something which is true for the work which is yet to be accomplished, for tonight is not the ending, but the consummation of a new road and the beginning of a journey that lies ahead of us. It's the fact that we are here as the result of the love and support of those who have raised us up to be here. I believe that the John who was at this podium earlier put it quite beautifully by honoring his wife. I like to honor Manhattan College, my beloved fiancée, Samantha, and each and every one of you for bringing me here tonight. All of you have been able to reach this next bar, this new first, because your families or your loved ones were, as Brother Bill pointed out, they were in your corner to support you. And it's because of that sense of interconnectedness. It is because of that sense that we are indeed, at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, family. That reminds me, as I'm here before you today, nearly 6-7 years since last I was at a podium, here at Manhattan College, that when I think of all the roads that have brought us together, we realize that the gift of faith, hope, and love that has been already spoken about, that the gift of perseverance does not simply come with merely the accomplishment of an academic degree, but instead with the personality and the heart to continue to endure, to take up the cross, as it were, and follow the path that is before us. For me, my journey was also one with twists and turns. I lost my eyesight when I was about 5.5 years old. I was told that this was due to a genetic disorder, but I continued to persevere, and in undergrad I was very highly successful here as a student when I learned that I was misdiagnosed, that my loss of vision was actually due to a benign brain tumor, and that I might have potentially an aneurysm at that time. This led me to an important decision. Should I continue to take classes, or should I put them aside to take time off? And like each and every one of you here tonight, including many proud students of the Keynote program who I was privileged to teach, I also chose to remain through my classes. And by God's grace, not only was I able to persevere through the help and assistance of my faculty, my family, and my friends, but I also, too, ended up graduating here a proud Jasper. And I thought I knew the road ahead of me. I thought I knew the way ahead because I had survived, because I had made it. But that was only because of my personal commitment to my God, Jesus Christ. And that was only through the realization that if we are on a path of faith, we are on a path of mystery, and we don't know where that road will take us. Many of you studied long nights not knowing where the road would take you. Many of you are here as a result of a career change or a desired career change. Many of you are here, as I discovered in my students who I taught in the Keynote program, as a new road, as immigrants to a new land, seeking a future and a hope. And for me, this was no different. Although I graduated from Fordham, receiving my master's in hope of accomplishing a PhD in medieval studies, I redirected my focus because I heard the voice of God calling on my heart, telling me that it wasn't merely enough to study about the works of love. It is not merely enough to try to gain a degree to speak within the halls of another ivory tower. It is necessary to try and take these gifts and to share them and to offer them with those to whom we were set to serve. And I felt a call within a parish setting, within a congregational setting, to serve the people of God. And as I was definitely not called to celibacy, I found myself certainly outside the walls of the Roman Catholic Church, which I still deeply love, which I still profoundly admire, into the world of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, where I now proudly am working towards ordination. And this was only possible and is only possible while I serve here as an adjunct professor because of the work of my soon-to-be wife, Samantha de Graffenried here, who has helped me through many tireless nights of study, even up to 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, helping me send out emails. This is true for my beloved family, who remind me that a calling, a vocare, is not merely meant to lead us to our strengths, but to share them with others. And this is true of my students, who I proudly tonight thank, for they are in their own right teachers and are called out to be witnesses in our culture and our time. Brother Bill would remind us that the word for church in Greek, ekklesia, means the called out ones. It doesn't mean a building down the street, and it doesn't mean an institution made by bricks. Instead, it is a family called out to be witnesses of the love of Jesus. And as a religion professor here, who is meant to lead these students into the acknowledgement of the truth of God from various denominational backgrounds and also, too, from various different creeds and belief systems entirely, I believe that it is true, that which was sung in Les Miserables, to love another person is to see the face of God. And I have found the face of God not with the eyes of the flesh, but through the eyes of the Spirit, seeing the faces of these students. And I see them tonight with the eyes of gratitude before each and every one of you now. Stephen Goss said something quite wise, that this was not the end but the beginning of something. My parishioners or future parishioners certainly will know that my catchphrase, "It is only the beginning," is certainly always on my lips. And the reason why this is the case is it's easy to go through the motions tonight, to come up here and receive our awards and say this is another moment, a milestone, a benchmark, and it is. But might I conclude that we are called to go forth from this place. We are called to go forth from this happy occasion into a divided world, into a socially fractured world, into perhaps the challenges that lie personally before us, knowing that whether we are on the mountaintop, whether we are on the valley, whether we find ourselves again hard-pressed, if we could make it this far together, we can make it forward on the roads that lie hence. In 2017, I ended my remarks quoting Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost and now found. 'Twas blind, but now I see. Now I conclude this time round, knowing that we shall indeed overcome. Then in my heart I do believe, yes, I do believe, that together as one living family, one living trust, we are overcoming, we shall overcome someday. May the love of Almighty God descend upon each and every one of you. And may the faith to continue this journey beyond the walls of this physical building be a reminder to you that you indeed are called out to be a witness of this love on the earth. May God's grace and my joy be with you all.